Right, here we're going to take these stories we've just created and we're going to go into the sprint and get them loaded through the workflow. So you can see here from the previous one for the onboarding stories, we've loaded up our sprint, the squad's velocity is currently loaded up to 17. So we said before that there was a velocity of 20, so 17 seems doable. So a couple of spikes relating, well, a spike here and two stories related to onboarding, and also another spike relating to the GATCA MVP. So these are all in sprint 5. If we wanted to, we could drag an additional story in, and that would take us over our velocity. So let's go in to the particular squad, so I can find out which it is by opening up the story. It's the one that's just opened there. It's squad Hamish. So here you can see there's a number of stories that are already been done, waiting for review at the end of the sprint. These new ones are just added in. You can see these are all sitting in the to-do column, in progress, ready for product owner review, and then finally done. So you can see these 3 here relate to the ones we've got here, so 3 stories relating to this feature and a 4th around GATCA. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the first spike and move that into in progress. Now what happens here, you can see that's shifted into in progress. It automatically creates a test task. So if I jump in here, you recall from earlier, this spike's got the details here. Got some acceptance criteria, so to prove that that library works with our IE version, and then to demo it. So this test task here has been created automatically, and it's just copied in that acceptance criteria, which is quite useful. So what I would do here, come in, if I was using subtasks with my squad, I'd come in and I would for this spike, choose libraries, and I would test integration each. Probably write a task out for each story or not, but now I've got a couple of tasks. I pop those in. I choose the libraries. So I've done that. I'd make sure it was moved to done. Split the resolution of that was finished. Close that to make it a bit easier to see. Then I test the integration with each of those. Spend a bit of time doing that. Move on to done. That's done. Now for spikes, you automatically get this test. So this is where you put your test evidence normally, but for a spike, we don't need any evidence, so go ahead and move that into done. Ask me who the reporter of that is, and I will say it is now done. It'll ask me to update that to done, and we're all finished. So let's go ahead and create another, start another story. So within here, let's open up this one, 2, 3, 4. As a branch staff member, it's got some acceptance criteria. I'm going to go ahead and move that in. So this is an actual story as opposed to that spike before. So here, if I scroll up, provide the link here. So we've got, we've just had a look at that one. So this is what we need to do, given that the staff member clicks on the profile. Well, when they click on that verify ID, then the ID is displayed for that customer, and then you show them the image. I'm going to go ahead and create some subtasks. So I need to create a link to profile. I need to refactor service call, change the display logic for the lists, and ensure multiple IDs can be handled. Okay, I'm going to create that. So now I've got a number of tasks here. So I'm going to move those through the workflow, so those are, once each one is done, move that across. That one is then done as well. Just move that one straight to done. And then finally we're done here. So for my testing task, what we need to check for the SOX controls, that all of these, this acceptance criteria has been met. So if it's in BDD format like this, you might drop in an attachment or the result set of the image to prove this has been done. You might just provide the output of the screen was X. You might update it that way. You might also go in and link here. So I'm going to pop in Selenium respect Z results set 235 Selenium results all passed. So you might link it in that way, provide a link. You could also, you notice there was a compliments page, so you could either search for or link directly into the compliments page that had your test result. So it's all linked in. Go in there. The recorder of this one was me, and we've completed the testing for that, which is great. So now that's moved to completed. Now, as the other rule here, I'm not a product owner at the moment, so I can't take this from completed to done. Only the product owner can do that. So if I come in and give myself that particular role, add Hamish King to the product owner role. Just come out here and refresh. Obviously, it's not something you'd be doing very often, but now that I'm a product owner, I get this ability to move that to done. So by moving that to done, I'm updating all the subtasks as well, and I'm saying Hamish King proved at sprint review delegated from Bronwyn, who's on lead. She's the normal product owner in this case, and I'm just going to go in here to prove. So now that story has moved to done, and I would come in here and continue doing my stories. So the last story down here is a group funded story. So this you can tell from the blue colouring there, and it's also related to GATCA, which we know is a group funded activity. So if this one has slightly different behaviour because we know we need to record time for group funded activities. So if I move this into ready for review because I've finished, it's actually going to ask me how much time I've spent. So I actually spent 2 days doing this, and now it's done. And I'm going to go ahead and complete that, and then because I'm the product owner role, I can go ahead and move that straight into done. So this way we actually get a nice integration and the ability to record time against something. Most of the other stories obviously don't have that function, as we just want to be focusing on story points.